It just gives like an illustration how reasoning works and how kind of this transition goes on the prompt evolution. The first prompt will be like pretty generic, and this is like something that would look by default, hey, create me an email. Okay, and this is the most basic prompt that will produce variable results every time you ask for the system to operate. And it will basically, AI won't have anything to understand and to ground its response with. So you can kind of go, hey, ChatGPT, create an email for me, follow up to this one, and say it doesn't know anything about you. And it will be the most generic, the less valuable, random, randomized follow-up email that anyone on the planet could write. So then you can specify like some details. Hey, create a professional response email in this sales communication. And this is where prompt becomes more specific. It will know that it has to be like not personal, it has to be grounded in enterprise domain, it has to be like written in a language that's typical for business communication, and it will already be like more actionable. So then kind of when you start iterating next on the usefulness of the prompt, you want to give it some identity. So in fact, you probably most likely your follow-up drafted look like yours. And that's when you want to give AI understanding who you are and give it previous patterns of how you communicate. Give it like example, hey, these are all the emails I ever sent. Make this follow-up email in the sales communication that match my identity and match the patterns that I typically use in my responses. And then when you give the responses from your AI some type of identity. So next, if we iterate on tuning the prompts like even further, you give it like this chain of thought reasoning level, and you give it specific process. Hey, when drafting this email, look through CRM records on this particular customer, take into account their domain, their area, analyze their recent deals, see what's kind of on the table, and then acting from the based interest of optimizing kind of the chance of conversion, synthesize the response that best matches the current situation. And that's where this follow-up email will likely be more useful than just sending, hey, follow-up in generic mode. And at last, when you want to maximize the values, that when you want to integrate the actual kind of tools to your AI that will have access to the calendar, to database, and to the web search. And that when it comes kind of to equipping your system and automation to act on your behalf. So you can, for example, in the follow-up email, propose a meeting slot in the calendar. You can check calendar for free slots, make records in the CRM database, look up for some additional context, and propose a meeting with agenda that the user will have just to follow up and respond. So this way we kind of transition from a territory when your automation just reasons or ask question responses to a domain where it can meaningfully perform actions and basically act on your behalf with your identity and with access to the tools that you would do yourself.